Good morning from the heart of New York City. This is a Better Self Daily Show dedicated to one thing to learn and apply to live as a better self daily. I'm your host, Angela Shurina, your personal trainer, your personal nutritionist, your personal health and wellness coach, your fellow biohacker, and just someone with a lot of passion for healthy living, healthy eating, food, nutrition, fitness, movement, longevity, biohacking, and just feeling your best, looking your best, and performing your best on all levels. Today, we are talking about some cool stuff that I'm learning from the book Genius Foods. We're probably going to be talking about this book maybe for a couple more days. Today, I want to bring home really important subjects, something that you might think about and something that might make you change something about your diet. Today's episode is about how carbs, any carbs, make you crave more food, any food, but especially high carbohydrate foods, creating this vicious cycle of eating high carbohydrate diet that promotes inflammation, that makes you age older, that drops you from energy, and then because you eat that food, you crave more of it. So why does it happen? Why does our body do that? Make us crave more of stuff that is bad for us? Well, when your body, first you got to understand that your blood sugar level should stay at a certain level all the time. They estimated that there is probably around 1 teaspoon of glucose or blood sugar circulating in your circulatory system at all times, and that is very important and needs to be maintained, because if your blood gets too thick because of too much sugar in it, your red blood cells and other nutrients, oxygen, not going to be able to be transported through this thick blood because of sugar to your system, and that means that your cell's going to die, and that means that you're going to die. So your blood sugar got to stay consistent all the time. That's why when you eat a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of foods rich in carbohydrates, and it doesn't matter if those are fast carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates, or slow carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, because the amount of actual carbohydrates matters more, because even if the carbohydrates slowly released, most of you guys do not exercise, do not move enough to burn those carbs, so it's still too much carbs in blood, and too much carbs means too much blood sugar, and that is not a good news. Your cell's gonna die, you're gonna die, remember? So every time you eat carbohydrate rich meal, your blood sugar goes up, and your body wants to right away bring it to balance, bring it down, because it's vital for your survival. You're gonna die if your blood sugar goes too high. So in order to bring your blood sugar down, your body has to release insulin, the hormone that is designed to bring your blood sugar down and lock it into your cells, give it to your cells, tell your cells to basically open up their storage vaults and get the sugar in, because there is too much sugar in your blood and it needs to go down. So your insulin goes up, and because our body doesn't have good enough system to measure how much sugar exactly is there you're eating, like the body has no idea how much sugar you're gonna eat, right? So it pumps more insulin all the time, because more is better. Because if it pumps not enough, then cells gonna die, you're gonna die. And it pumps too much, well, your blood sugar goes down, you will feel low on energy, but nothing too bad happens. So your body always releases more insulin than needed. And what it causes in your body, your blood sugar to go all the way down, and a lot of times it will go down all the way to the floor. And because your brain needs blood sugar or glucose for energy, and there is a lot of insulin that actually just locked up that energy into your cells and put your cells into storage mode, and doesn't allow your cells to release any kind of fuel, fat or glucose, your brain starts to starve for glucose, because the brain is very hungry piece of our body, is very hungry organ in our body. It consumes 25% of our total energy, weighing or something around 5% of total body weight. So a really hungry organ, and it needs blood glucose or ketones. But because your insulin levels is elevated, the only fuel that your brain can consume is glucose. And because your blood sugar just went down because of too much insulin, because of too many carbs in your meal, there is not enough glucose in your blood to supply enough energy to your brain. So your brain sends really fast signal to your body to eat more and eat the best, to eat a lot of carbs, because carbs give the best energy. That's why you have those cravings after high carb meal for more carbs, because your sugar is down, your brain is starving for energy. You need to bring your sugar back up, and the best way to do that and to get the blood sugar up with high carbohydrate snack or meal. And that is a vicious cycle that you're going through on a daily basis. And yeah, if there are slow carbohydrates, then your cravings for more carbs will be delayed, but you still gonna have those cravings. And the reason why your body doesn't turn to your fat storage to burn that energy for fuel, because the products of fat burning your brain can also use for energy. Why your body doesn't do that is because high insulin actually tells your cell to hold on to the fat and burn the sugar that is in your blood. So that basically kind of locks you up in the again vicious cycle when you crave the foods that are not good for you, because your body cannot burn fat, your brain cannot burn fat because your cells are told to hold on to that fat, and your blood sugar is low because of high insulin, because of your carbohydrate rich meal, and your brain doesn't have glucose. So here you go, you get all the cravings and you're not burning all your fat. Like if you're an athlete and if you're burning all those carbs, that's another story. Your muscles gonna use those carbs, use that sugar, and you're gonna have normal metabolism. But most of you guys are not athletes. You're not training nearly enough to burn even one candy bar per day. Like for a normal person doing light exercise, 75 to 100 grams of carbs per day is like the top. Again, light exercise, that's for an average person. Most people consume around 300 grams of carbohydrates. So those 200 grams gotta go somewhere, and 200 grams is a good scenario. So what you want to understand is by eating a lot of carbohydrates, you yourself create that cycle of cravings. And it's much easier when you're on a low carbohydrate diet to stay on that diet, to eat less and to eat healthier and to eat fewer meals a day. Because actually you're working with your biochemistry, creating the cycle of normal balanced blood sugar. When your brain gets enough fuel, when you get enough fuel, there are no spikes of blood sugar and insulin, and that what makes dieting on a low carb diet easier, especially if you're consuming healthy fats. That is alternative energy source that your brain also can use, that doesn't raise your blood sugar, that doesn't produce more cravings. So this is kind of like a lesson in your basic blood biochemistry. That's why consuming sugar makes you crave more sugar. Because again, blood sugar goes up, it gotta stay stable. Your insulin goes up too much because your body needs to bring that blood sugar down fast. And then because all the fuel is locked up in your cells, your brain is starving for glucose and it cannot use your fats or fats in your food, and it starves for fuel, and it tells you to go and fucking eat. And the faster the better, and the fastest fuel are what? Carbs. That's why you crave again those carbs. So guys, if you want to get leaner easy, if you want to get rid of cravings, if you want to eat fewer meals a day, if you want to just be free of that never-ending hunger and cravings for stuff that is not good for you, then lower your carbohydrates. Again, for a normal person, to switch your metabolism, go really, really low carb, no more than 50 grams. And then once you're out of it, in a couple of weeks, 75, 100 grams. After a hard workout, you can go to 150 grams of carbs from healthy foods like sweet potatoes or rice. And that's how you're going to be the healthiest, leanest, best performing self without feeling hungry or cravings. And it's hard to believe it, but guys, eating less carbs, eating balanced in carbohydrates diet actually makes you crave less of them. You just don't want to eat them. So today I'm going to be blogging about it, making videos about it, because this is a very important subject for you to understand, for a lot of people to understand. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to post that on all of my social media, videos and blog posts on Medium and on my website, createyourself.today. And if you have any questions, always shoot me email to Angela@createyourself.today, Angela@createyourself.today. And till next time, guys, when we're going to be talking about genius foods and genius lifestyle, live as a better self today.